A very pleasant day to Sir Aris and very pleasant day to all. Today, I'm going to present about the problem-based task for the subject cloud computing. First up, I introduce myself. My name is Tarvin son of Manohar and my metric number is 19DT21F1009. So the question for the problem-based task is design your VPC based on details given below. Create a video presentation tutorial along with explanation for each steps taken and upload in on the Google Drive and share the link with editor mode. Duration 30 minutes. So for this, we need to create 6 items. One is VPC, second is subnet, and third is EC2, security group, route table, and internet gateway. For the VPC, the name is my VPC1 and the explanation is CIDR block 10.0.0.0/16. And then the subnet, there are two. First is VPC1 public, and the explanation for that is public subnet accessible to internet address range 10.1.1.0/24. And the second one is my VPC1 private, and the explanation for that is private subnet accessible to the internet, and the address range is 10.0.2.0/24. And then the EC2, they are four. So first is my VPC1 web, that is public. The subnet is public, and the explanation for that is main web server. Your web server should be accessible through your domain. Name is example 19DT19F1010. And then the second one is my VPC1 DB. The subnet is private, and the explanation for that is database for your web server, not accessible from internet. And then my VPC1 net, the subnet is public. The explanation for that is net instance for private server access to the internet. Then the last one for EC2 is my VPC1 web SG. The subnet is public. The explanation for that is security group for EC2 instances in public subnet. This security group. And then the security group to PC1 WebC SG and PC1 TBSG. Security group should allow SSH and HTTP from anywhere. And then for the my VPC1 TBSG, the subnet is private. The explanation is security group for EC2 instances in private subnet. The security group should allow SSH, ICMP, HTTP, and MySQL from public subnet. Then the route table, there are two. One is main RT, and the second one is my VPC1, my VPC1 RT2. So for the main RT, the subnet is public. The explanation is main route table for public subnet. Default route 0.0.0/0 to Ethernet gateway. And the second one is my PPC1 RTT2. The subnet is private, and the explanation is secondary route table for private subnet. Default route 0.0.0.0/0 to NAT instance my VPC1 NAT auto assigns to private subnet. And the last one is internet gateway. The name is my VPC1 IGW. And then explanation for that is internet gateway attached to your VPC. Then the output of your web server should have your name and your metric number as shown in figure below. So this is the task for the problem-based task. So we need to do this task on AWS Amazon Web Server. So let's go to the configurations. So now I'm going to show the tutorial for the configuration. So first we need to uh, change the region, that is Asia Pacific Singapore. Then we need to go to VPC and then click for our PC. So now we need to create the VPC. So I will name my VPC as my VPC1, and the IPv4 is 10.0.0.0/16. So create VPC. So next, we need to create the internet gateway. So create internet gateway. So the name is my VPC1 NGW. Sorry, IGW. Create. And then we need to attach the internet gateway to the VPC. So this is our VPC, VPC1. Attach the internet gateway. So now we already attached the internet gateway to the VPC. So now we need to create. So now we need to create the router. So first, edit the name, that is RT. So next, we need to edit the router. So here we need to enter the address, that is 0.0.0.0/0, and then internet gateway. This is our internet gateway, my VPC1 IGW. Save the changes. So now we created one route table. So we need to create another route table. So the name for the another route table is my VPC. So now we need to create another one more route table. So the name for the route table is my VPC1 RE2. So then we need to edit the router. So the IP address is 100.0.0.0.50. Then the internet gateway. So now we already created two route table. There are two table, main RT and VPC1 RT2. So next we need to create the subnets. So in the subnet, we need to create, there are two that one is public and private. So first, we need to select the VPC1, and then we name the subnet as my VPC1 public. And the IP is 10.0.1.0/24. So next we need to create the subnet. So now we created one public. So now we need to create one more subnet that is private. Create VPC1, and the name is my VPC1 private. So the CIDR is 10.0.2.0/24. So now create subnet. So now we can see there are two subnet are created successfully. Now we need to go services, and then we need to go to EC2. So now we need to launch the instances. So as we can see on the question, EC2, there are three: my VPC1 web, my VPC DB, and net. So my VPC web is public, my VPC DB private, and my VPC1 net is public. So first is my VPC1 web. So name as tag my VPC VPC1 public web. And the application and OS images is default. And so for the instant type is default, and the key pair is default too. And for the network setting, we need to select the VPC1, and this one we need to select public, and then we need to enable the auto assign public IP. Then for this security group, we need to put the my VPC1 web SG. My VPC1 web SG. SG. So this is also same. My VPC1 web SG. So the security group 1 is default, and we need to add another group security rule. So for this, we need to select HTTP. This one custom. So the custom we need to select for anywhere. And for the configure storage is default, so no need to change anything. So next we need to launch instance. So the key pair name is my VPC1. Now we need to launch instance. So the launch is successful. So next one is so now the instance for my VPC1 web is successful. So now we need to launch instance for another PC, that is net public DB private. So name it as my VPC1 DB, and the application and OS is set as default. So instance type is default. Key pair VPC1, and then the network setting is the VPC is my VPC1, and the subnet is private. And then we need to change the group name. That is my VPC1 DBS. So same for this. My VPC1 DBSC. So now for the security group, we need put the type as SSH, and the source is the source type is custom, and then the source info is we need to put the IP address, that is 10.0.1.0/24. And then we need to create another group rule So that is all ICMP v4, and the source type is custom, and then the IP is 10.0.1.0/24. So next, the last one, we need to another group rule, that is the type is HTTP. And then the IP address 10.0.1.0/24. And then another, the last one, that is MySQL Aurora. The type is custom and the IP address 10.0.1.0. And then the configure storage, no need to change anything, default. So you can launch the instance. So the instance is launching. So there are two instances are launched. So we need to launch another instance, that is my VPC net public. So launch. The name is my VPC one net. So the application and OS images are same, no changes. Instant types, no changes. The key pair is VPC1, and the network settings. This one for VPC1, and this is we need to change it for public. So we need to and then the security group rule 1, we will remove. We no need to need security group name, and the configure storage is default, no changes. So after that, we need to launch the instance. Right, need to the group name. Now can launch instance. So now we can see that there are 3 instances. They were created. So next, we need to go to services. We need to click the VPC. So then we need to click on the subnet. Then we click on the VPC private. And then we need to click on the VPC public. right click, edit the subnet settings. So now we need to enable the auto assign public IPv4 address for the public VPC1. So after that, we need to save for the changes. And then now we go to EC2 again. And then we go to the instances. So we right click on the web, then we will connect. So now we can see on the terminal of the connection for the web. So we need to enter the command sudo su, and then so now we need to enter the command install httpd to install the HTTPD. So enter the command install httpd, enter. Correct. Yum install HTTPD. So now as we can see, the HTTPD is installed, and then we need to click yes. So for the we need to install for all the HTTPD. So now we can see the installation is complete. So now we need to enter the command EC system. So now we need to enter the command system ED dot ED. Then we need to enter the command system ctl. Just HTTPD. So now we're going to see the status of the HTTPD. So now we going to edit our website. So for that we need to enter the command nano www slash html slash index dot html. So now we can edit our web server. This x y z web server are name Arvin Manohar matrix 190DT 21F109. So now we edit our server. To save the file, we need to click Control O. So the file is saved. So now we enter Control X for exit. So now enter Control X to go back. So now we need to enter the command service httpd restart to restart the service. So that we can see that it's restarted. Now we back to instance. Instance. So now we need to click on the web, and then we need to copy the public IP address. And then we paste on the IP address on the new tab. So now we can see our service editor that is my name and my matrix number. So it means our configurations is successful. So now we can see our server editor is successful. As we can see, this is XYZ web server and my name and also my matrix number. So next we need to go to connect my VPC1 to the SSH. So first we need to go to command prompt. And then we need to locate the file. So first, for that, we need to enter the command, that is cd cd downloads, and then we enter the command ssh ec2 dot user add, and then we copy the public IPv4 address, that is 54.169.149.175. Okay, then dash I my VPC1 dot PEM, and then enter. No. So now we can see that we enter to the website EC2 user. Uh, so next we need to enter the command nano my VPC 1.pem. So enter. Then we need to go to the downloads, open the VPC1 file, and then we need to copy these informations and then paste here. After paste it, we need to press Control O to save the file. Control 4, enter, then Control X. So now we need to enter the chmod. That we need to give the permit. So the command is as chmod 400 my VPC 1.pem and then SSH EC2 user and we need to enter the command, enter the IP address of private server. Private IP address of the web. So we need to copy the private IP address of my VPC1 DB. So the private IP address is this. Ten 0.2.128. Then dash I my VPC 1.pem. Then enter. Yes. So now we already enter inside the private DB. So now we are going to verify the connection with using ping command. So we need to ping the IP address of private. So the IP address is 10.0.2.128. Ping. So the replies, we can see the replies are coming. So that means the ping is successful. So that's all from us. Thank you to Sir Haris to give us the wonderful opportunity to complete my task. Thank you.